All right, good day, everyone. Welcome back to Dext Maths Tutor. Okay, so this is the next question we're dealing with. We're given a number of sets and we're asked to look for a number of set. We're given one set and a subset rather, and some subsets. We're asked to look for this. Find x, right? Intersection y prime union z, right? So the first thing is I want to interpret our universal set, which is the same thing as, and this is in equality, and you're supposed to be able to read it. This means that x such that 0 is less than or equals to x, less than or equals to 6. And I told you anytime you have this boundary here, it means that this is involved, right? So we start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So now we can deal with our question. The first thing you want to look for is y prime. Do you know why? Because here we already have x, here we already have z, but we don't have y prime. And y prime, usually when you have prime of anything, the prime means that whatever is in the universal set but is not in that set. So what we're going to do is compare y and universal set. Now, any other thing that is in universal set that is not in y set means it's the prime, right? So from here we know that 0 is not here, so it's involved, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 5 and 6 in y prime, right? So the first thing we want to do is it's supposed to be capital Y prime union Z. Right. When you have union means that you bring everything together in the two sets you are considering without repeating any of them. You might need to really go and study your set theory again and understand those notations just in case you have forgotten. So from here we compare our z and our y prime. So let's compare it. Now it's like I said, it means that you bring whatever is in those two sets together, their elements together without repeating any of them. So here we have 1, we have 3. Before 1 we're supposed to have 0 because 0 is in y prime. Then we have 5 and then we have 6, right? So this is it. Now to bring it with this one, so we have x intersection y prime union z, right? So have intersection means that's common factor or common ground, so whatever element that occurs in the two sets. Now the set we are considering is this and our x here. So look at x. 0 is here and 0 is here too, so we can have it here. Then 1 is here, 1 is not here, it is out. 3 is here, it is not here, it is out. 5 is here, it is not here, it is out. Now look at this. 2 is here, it is not here, it is out. 4 is here, it is not here, it is out. But 6 also, we have 6 in the two sets, so this is our final answer. So x intersection y prime union z equals to 0 and 6, or equals to set of 0 and 6, right? I think that's actually simple enough. All right, on to the next question. All right, so this is the next question. Find the truth set of the equation x squared equals to 3 into 2x plus 9. This is actually very simple. All you just need to do is expand and then solve. So here we can write this as x squared equals to 6x, right? Plus, by the time you multiply out, you have plus 27. All you need to do is bring it to this side of the equation. Left hand side, we have x squared minus 6x because it's crossing the equality sign, right? Minus 27 equals to 0. Another thing you need to do, right, is to find the two factors that when you multiply them, you have negative 27, and when you add them, you have negative 6x. So these two factors originally are minus 9 and plus 3. It is minus 9 because by the time you subtract minus 9 from plus 3, by the time you add them together, rather, you get negative 6. Please be very careful not to interchange the sign. So don't give the one that's supposed to be negative to positive or the one that's supposed to be positive to negative. So let's move on. We have x squared minus 9x plus 3x minus 27 equals to 0. So it's just like expanding. So by the time I add these two together, I must get this, right? Okay, so let's move on to this place. From here we can solve. I hope you can see what we have here. Maybe we can solve it by collecting like terms or bringing out factors from here. So we have x into x minus 9, right? Then we can say plus 3 into x minus 9. You might want to cross check. By the time you multiply this out, do you get this? And I think yes, we do. So from here we have x plus 3 as one of the factor, and then the other one is what? X minus 9 also equals to 0. So you pick each one of them to have x plus 3 equals to 0, comma x minus 9 equals to 0. From here we can see that our x equals to minus 3, comma x equals to 9. So they said you should find the true set. So there's a way they write it, right? Excuse me, and it's like this. your curly brace is x such that x equals to minus 3 comma x equals to 9. So all of these things, pardon me, all of these things depend on whatever you see in your option. Like I said, this is objective question. So whatever way, whichever way they might bring it out as this, they might even bring it out as this. They might bring that as this. So whatever way, just know what your answer is, right? All right, let's move on to the next question. All right, question 13 is here. The question says the coordinates of points P and Q are 4, comma 3 and 2, comma minus 1 respectively. Find the shortest distance between P and Q. So the first thing you need to write out are the coordinates. The first one, which is P, we have 4, comma 3, and then the Q we have 2, comma minus 1. Now you want to identify which one is X and which one is your Y. So we can call this one X1 and call this one Y1, call this one X2 and call this one Y2. I hope you can see what I just wrote, right? So from here, you can say point PQ, shortest distance. Now, some people use line PQ because, yes, that's a line. Shortest distance between two dots or 2 points is a line. So we have line PQ equals to square root of, is quite similar to what you use when you're looking for your hypotenuse or any sides of your triangle, but a bit different. Let me first write out the formula. So we have x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 whole squared. All right, since we've been able to identify our x1, x2, y1, and y2, so we can substitute to have, I hope you can see what I'm writing. Our x2 from here is 2, and our x1 is what? 4. So 2 minus 4 all squared plus, what's our y2? Our y2 is what? Minus 1. And our y1 is what? 3 all squared too. So we have, by the time you subtract this, you have minus 2 squared plus, by the time you add these together, you have minus 4 whole squared. So from here, we can say minus times minus will give us positive 4 plus positive 4 minus, sorry, negative 4 times negative 4 will give us what? Positive 16. So from here, we can say we have root 20. But this is not the simplest form in this is not the simplest sort form. So we can have root 22 equals to 4 times 5. And we can separate this further to have root 4 times root 5 to have 2 root 5. All this depends on what you see in your options. So you're able to pick your answer. All right, moving on to the next. Okay, moving on to the next question, which is question 14. The question says, make you the subject of the formula in this equation. Now, if you notice this v square and u square is something you always come across in your textbooks. All right, let's go. It's actually quite simple. So this is where we are coming to, and we're starting from here. So the first thing, one thing about sort of formula, I've actually taught you on this channel. You might have to go back to it. Sort of formula. One thing about sort of formula is that you try to eliminate anything that is around that particular, that particular letter you want to make separate a formula. Now I'll explain what I mean. In doing this, all we need to do is look for a way to eliminate every other thing around you. Do you understand? So the first thing we want to do is to divide both sides by this, because the first thing we have to detach this. So we have E divided by m over 2g equals to m over 2g into v square minus u square. Also, all of this divided by m over 2g. So this can easily cancel out this. So we've eliminated that one. But on this side, what we have is e times 2g over m, right? To give us what? V square minus u square. I hope you can still see what I'm writing. So let me come to this page. So we'll pick it up from here. I hope you can see. We'll pick it up from here to say that we can have this as 2g capital E over m, right? Equals to v square minus u square. The next thing we want to eliminate is this. So eliminating this means that we have to subtract it from both sides. Subtracting from both sides means that you have 2ge over m minus v square equals to v square minus u square minus v square. So this automatically cancels out this. So we're left with this. Another thing you want to eliminate is this, minus. Let's first start from there. I would have just, picked everything together, both the minus and the what's it called, the square. But let's start from eliminating the minus. And one way to do that is to, divide both side by minus, or bring this to the left hand side and take this to the right hand side. Whichever way is still the same. So let's use the latter, which is u square will now equals to negative of all of this. So we have 2ge over m minus v square, right? Do you understand? So we eliminated this from this side, and this one automatically carries the minus. So you might either separate this, open the bracket, or you leave it like that. But let's open the bracket so that we can have it simpler. So you have u square equals to minus 2ge over m. This one automatically becomes positive, right? V square. So we can write it as v square minus 2ge over m. Don't worry, whatever method you use, the only thing we need is get our u as a series of formula. So the other thing you can do is to eliminate this square. And how do you eliminate the square? By square rooting both sides. So look for the square root of this equals to the square root of this. So we have v square minus 2ge all divided by m, right? So this can automatically cancel out this to have our, what's it called? Our u equals to square root. You see that it's very simple. V squared minus 2ge over m. You might see it as minus 2eg, whatever, whichever way, right? So that's it. I hope it was simple enough, and I hope you're catching up. Just in case you don't understand this, I already referred you to the other videos on subject of formula. All right, let's move on to the next question. The next question we'll be solving is this. Find the gradient of the line joining the point 2, minus 3 and 2 and 5, 2, 5. So gradients usually represented with m. So our m is, the formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The first thing you need to do is identify which one is your y2, your y1. So let's call this x1. Definitely this one will be x2. Anytime they give you a coordinate, x always comes first before y. So this one is y1, this one is y2. So we can substitute to have our m, which is the gradient, equals to our y2 is 5 minus, what's our y1? Minus 3. So we'll put this in bracket, all divided by our x2 is what? 2, and our x1 is what? 2. So instead of just solving, you already see that we have, okay, let's solve. 5 automatically, when this one multiplies, becomes positive. So we have 8 over 0, which is undefined.